Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we are gonna talk about statistics, what it is and how it works. And this is gonna be the first video of a series of lectures and tutorials on statistics and its applications. So let's begin today's discussion. Today, our topic would be statistics. What it is, what and how it works. So let's begin. The topics we'll be today discussing are what is statistics, how statistics works, probability and statistics, the relationship between these two seemingly different fields, and application of statistics, and lastly some example problems. So first of all, what is statistics? Actually, the word statistics has got three meanings. The first one is it is plural of statistic, and although the word seems complicated, the word simply means any function of sample values. Like we have collected a sample, and from that, if we calculate sample average or sample standard deviation or any sample characteristics, say correlation between two variables, or any sample characteristics, any sample functions. That function is called statistic, and plural of that statistic is called statistics. So basically it is not what we basically mean by statistics when we say the term statistics. And again, another meaning of statistics is what we are basically familiar with, is a table of data, a table or a database, or some figures, some values of data. If I show you an example, this data, this table's data, it is the result of Michelson-Morley experiment, which in 1980s proved that the velocity of light is always constant, without irrespective of the frame of reference. So this is the data. This is a table. They conducted several experiments and finally proved that light travels at always constant velocity. And we will also show in later videos and later tutorials that this is how statistics is applied in real life. Without statistics, no experiment, no scientific models can be generated. And we'll talk about this later. And let's see another example of what we mean basically by statistics. This is the update of coronavirus death tolls, which shows how many people die every day in different countries. So these are examples of what statistics, and how basically what we mean when we say the word statistics. Let's go back to our discussion. And actually, the most serious meaning, the actual meaning of statistics, when we say the word statistics, the actual meaning, the formal meaning of statistics is, it is a methodology. It is a methodology to work with data, to come to decisions from data, to analyze, to build models from data, and to predict outcomes from those models. And this methodology, this is called statistics. And in future videos we'll learn that statistics is called the methodology of collecting, organization, analyzing, interpretation, and presentation of data. These five things, is the methodology which statisticians and scientists called statistics. So that's what is about statistics. Now, how statistics works? It always begins. We cannot say begins. Actually, before doing any statistical analysis or any scientific procedure, we need to ask a question: what are we gonna do? After that, we have to take a sample from a population, because we cannot deal with entire population. For example, we need to come to decision about need a decision need a result about Bangladeshi people. We cannot work with all people, all people. So we need to draw a sample from those big population, big data. So we basically statistics takes a sample from population, and then uses analytical procedures to come to decisions and to make predictions from this data. And there are many sampling techniques about how to draw a sample from population, from a big population, and there are many analytical procedures, many time series analysis, regressions, and many complex procedures to come to decisions from those data. So now, what is the relationship between probability and statistics? Actually, statistics works with random variable, a variable whose outcome is associated with probability, whose outcome cannot be predicted exactly. For example, the simplest example is if we toss a coin, we don't know what will appear, heads or tails. We just know that heads or tail, one of them will appear, but we cannot exactly say what will appear. So this makes tossing a coin, the event of tossing a coin, a random variable, and this is associated with probability. If the coin is fair, the probability that heads will appear is 0.5 and tails will appear is again 0.5, and so this becomes a random variable. And statistics deals with random variables. So statistics and probability, they are inseparably related. You cannot separate one from the other. And if you consider the real world is is full of random variables and random events. We don't know exactly what, whether it will rain tomorrow or not. We don't, and we don't know the outcomes of share market, and many other things which we'll see shortly. So these two seemingly unrelated fields actually are not unrelated at all. They are inseparably related. So now see, let's see consider some examples of applications of statistics. Actually, if someone asks, where is the application of statistics, you can counter ask, where is not the application of statistics? Where there is no application of statistics, there is no field, no scientific field, no even those even social science in some any any fields of knowledge, any field of knowledge has to make use of statistics, because statistics is the process of dealing with data. Without knowing how to deal with data, you cannot be a scientist, you cannot be any serious person, you cannot even be a businessman like big corporations, you cannot do anything. So in astronomy, in engineering, in economics, in genetic engineering, in biology, in medical science, to come to decisions from data, from millions of billions of data from database, you need to come to a decision, you need statistics. Without statistics, you cannot come to a right decision. So actually, it is not a good choice, it is not a good idea to list of to list fields which make use of statistics. Actually, the list will never end. And now let's see some examples of statistics. Basically, these examples are in machine learning, the one of the most active application of statistics, which machine learning to predict data based on existing data. One of them is identification of unwanted spam messages in email. You know that when Google receives emails, it places some emails on the spam folder. And how does it do it? It makes statistical procedures to predict, to place those emails to spam folder. Not always it works correctly, because this is a probabilistic method. So most of the time it works, but sometimes even ham emails, the word which sometimes used by the data scientist, uh, even good emails, ham emails, they are also sometimes mistakenly placed to the spam folder, because this is a probabilistic model. Statistics does not claim that it can make predictions accurately 100%. Its predictions are not 100%. They are always close to 100%. So some other applications are segmentation of customer behavior for targeted advertising. You know that when we receive SMS messages from mobile operators, the message I receive and the message you receive are not may not be the same, because talking behavior and other behaviors of you and me, they are not alike. So you and I receive different emails, different messages based on our own activities. So how do we receive those uh, those distinct messages, because the operators, their data scientists, their statisticians select which message to send to which subscriber. This is also based on data. Without data analysis, without complex modeling from data, they cannot do so. Okay, and some other examples are forecast of weather behavior and long-term climate change. You are very familiar with this application, so we are not gonna elaborate on this. And prediction of the election outcomes. You know that during American election, the last American election when Trump won, uh, it is known that the statisticians employed by by Trump were very good, better than those employed by Hillary Clinton. So they knew what to do for winning the election, and it is very popular application of prediction popular election outcomes. And some other applications are development of algorithms for autopiloting drones and self-driving cars. Whenever we talk about autopiloting drones, we just let's think of just engineering and some other electronic engineering and some other fields, but actually those drones, those robots, they learn from data. So in here also you must make use of data and statistical procedures. And some one of the other application is optimization of energy use in homes and office buildings and position of areas where criminal activity is most likely. Also you can project areas where coronavirus infection is most likely, which is currently being done in some areas in whole world. And some other discovery of genetic sequences linked to diseases. And genetic engineering is one currently is one of the most active fields of application of statistics. And there is a field, growing field, bioinformatics, which makes extensive use of statistical procedures. And there is a very good web portal called Bioconductor project, which uh, accumulates statistical softwares and techniques to facilitate the research on bioinformatics. And that's all for today. In future videos, we'll talk actually how statistics, we can make use of statistics in real life. So that's it for today. Thank you very much.